Hello and welcome to I'm gonna randomly play some Minecraft. Show you something. Just gotta get out of my house first. Probably turn my lights back off, but I don't care. That's good. What's meat? Today I'm gonna be doing some redstone work. Just in case you wanted to see how it's done. This is my current redstone project. I'll just grab a few blocks. Dirt. Oh, that's a torch. This looks like a big garbled mess, but in time it'll make sense. Let's listen to what it sounds like so far. Now all I've got to do is the rest of the song. But I've made plenty of room up here for plenty of songs. But I'm kind of running short on circuit wire. Huh. Oh well, for this project anyway, I'm going to be heading out to the middle of nowhere. The song I'm going to be doing is pretty simple. Well, you know, with my neck. It consists of 4 notes repeated 16 times. 4 notes, 4 different notes, repeated 8 times. 4 different notes, repeated 4 times. 4 different notes repeated twice, and 4 different notes repeated twice more. And then the whole thing loops. So, as to not spoil what we're doing, I'm going to randomly tune these. Okay, I'm back. I've put a delay of 2 between each note because that's how the song works in this particular case. And I've also set each track up to a button. So here's what I've randomly tuned these to. So yeah, that's pretty easy. I might have to move these later. That's how you build a string of notes. Just like that. Real easy. Next, I need to build a clock. This clock will loop the notes over and over again. So with this set to 3 and this set to 1, this has become an 8 clock. It spends 4 ticks on and 4 ticks off. And if you don't know, a tick is 0.1 seconds, 1/10 of a second. And the great thing about one of these is that with a lever, you can turn it off or on. But you see, you can't really throw in a lever because those are used manually. So the next device is a memory cell. It's basically a stable 2 clock. Or, yeah, it's not really clock, it's stable. Where you hit a button, and it just flips the circuit. And then it remembers that state. So this will always be the on button, and this will always be the off button. But this is too big. The design I had in mind is this. Pretty tiny. So, if you want to turn it on, simply power this line. If you want to turn it off, simply power this line. For convenience sake, I put buttons here and here. In case that was a bit too much for you, it's probably not for some of you. Again, we have a clock. That ticks at however long it takes to play all the notes. Where this counts as 2. As double this. How much is this? 1 measure, 2 measure. Oh. If I had one 4 measures long, I would need this. Then it would play the 4 measures and repeat. And the memory cell is what turns the clock on and off. Then all we need to do is build something like this that will turn the thing on. Then off. Now we got a little 2 repeats. So my way's not so hard. I ran into a spacing issue like I knew I would. But I fixed it simply, rather creatively, by just flipping the strands around. And then my circuit will run both sides. Besides, the giant circuit over there needs a lot of space. So, now to put in the clocks. Jammin'! I flipped the clocks around so that they're easier to approach. Still jamming. There, now they're all off. And now the memory cells are done. Although I'm probably going to run into a problem when I'm trying to power this line into that block. Now I have an off button on them. It's pretty, it's a good idea that after you're done building this, you can tear off the on buttons. But it's always good to keep an off button on the device. That way you can turn it off in case it does get stuck in a loop. I came up with yet another creative solution to my problem. I have here a delayer that doesn't do anything. Huh. It looks like it's not finished yet. I solved it again. This time for real. I pulled them back 1 space from left to right. That way the torches don't interfere with the lines. I probably should have done that first instead of that creative solution. Should have just done the easy one. And well, you know, the creative solution didn't work. So now we are ready to begin the circuit itself. Hi, I'm back. And after completing the last version of this thing, I realized I didn't like it. So I tore it all down and I built it again. I didn't like some of the mistakes I did, and especially that one where I said it was 16 repeats and it's actually only 8. And I also decided to improve a little bit. For once, I put them all on the same side, so that the ending circuit is a lot less all over the place and a lot more organized. And I also changed the blocks depending on what it does. So this clay block is the memory cell, snow block is the clock, the diamond block is the button to start it all. So you'll be able to see what everything does based on what block it's made out of. Again, I still got the same ones tuned correctly. So yeah, now we're actually ready to begin the circuit. The first thing we're going to want the thing to do is come over and turn this on. And we put a 1 repeater here, that way the circuit doesn't come back through and create a loop all the time. Now we push this button, and the first one turns on. and we're going to want it to wait 16 repeats, 16 repeaters. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And you're going to want to put a break in here. That way there's enough time for this circuit to go off and do the things it needs to do, and still, not be, still be synced up. So since I cut out this 4 right here, I have 4 ticks to run power to here and here. Put in the 1 tick delay so that it doesn't, so it's isolated. You're going to want to turn this off as quickly as you can, because you definitely don't want it to do another repeat. But the turning of this one on needs to be precisely timed for 4 after it breaks off. So just going to double 4 there. So now when we hit this button, it should repeat 8 times. See? Just like that. Now I'm going to clean this up a bunch. Alright, so this is what I built. It's a little thing that will turn the previous line off and the next line on. See? Works nice. Now you see, since I'm doing this by hand, it's not going to sound good. It needs perfect timing. And in fact, what I probably should do is I'll add a delay of 2 here. There. Now all we got to do is build a circuit that precisely times when to activate these lines. So we put in our button. That goes and powers this. And then it waits 16 repeaters. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There we go. This is what I came up with. It'll wait 15 delayers, and then this thing will take a half a delayer to do 2 ticks. And then this one right here, the 2 ticks I added, means that this is now perfectly timed. So I hit the button, and let's listen for 8 repeats. There was a bit of a timing issue there. I wonder where it is. Alright, so I fixed my timing error, I hope, by shifting everything over about 4 blocks. Now I need to start all over. I had to move the block over 1. Now we begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Just like that. All of them set to 4. And now all we gotta do is just put in a delay of 2 between here and here. And then the delay of 2 there will finish out the 4 that's right here. See? Pretty simple. Now let's move this over here, and then we'll begin again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And so now let's do this over again. Let's give it a try. Just make sure it's still going right. I forgot I had to move it over 1 to prevent interference here. Right, now let's try this out. I don't know why, but I fixed the problem by adding a 1 repeater here. I'm not going to bother with it. Let's just continue where we left off. Over 2. Now this time it's at 16 million 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There. Then we need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's listen. Voila. Let's watch it one more time from this angle. Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to create a line that goes from the end of the song back to the beginning. So it'll loop like this with a delay of, I just set it to 3 to make up for that 1 over here. This is, no, got me all puzzled why those 2 are off sync, but the rest of them aren't. But whatever, let's listen to it. But the thing is once it loops, it never stops. That's no good. So the next thing we need to make is an AND gate. It looks like this. So the way it works is you've got 2 different inputs. Like let's say the song, and let's say we'll make a lever do something. So if the song's playing and it's time to loop, so the song comes in like this, since both of them aren't on, the line in the middle doesn't change. Alternatively, if you just have the lever on, you know, unless the song's coming around saying it's time to loop, it's not going to come through either. But if the lever's on and the song tries to loop, then it goes through just like that. So we need to build this in the middle of this line here. There's my little AND gate. When this comes in for the repeat, and with this lever right here, if both of them are activated, then it'll loop on through. And now we have it all built.
That wasn't too complicated. So this is my finished product. Not as complex as it looks. If you just follow it step by step, it shouldn't be any trouble for you to build one of these on your own. If you have any questions or comments, just go ahead and leave them for me. If you don't have any questions, leave a comment anyway. But now, it's actually time to tune the note blocks into the song that we have just created. And now with them tuned, the song is officially complete. Are we ready to hear what it sounds like? Loop on.